Well, good and welcome to the Monday edition, day number 51 of our virtual happy hour during these COVID times, we call it, right? Glad you guys are a long, little early start today. I got to really hurry and whip this one out today because that didn't sound real good, did it? Let's go ahead and produce this one fairly fast. How about that? Does that sound better? You know the drill. You hear me? Thumbs up means you hear me. And we've got the open sign up. And actually, I'm kind of working on a little something, and I'm not sure how it's going to look, but I'm working on a little new open for us, maybe for Wednesday, maybe for Friday. And we'll see how it all goes. But all good. Good to see Ryan, Mom, everybody else out there. Good. I'm going to be a little fast today. We got some. Well, I guess got to kind of set it all up because why I'm going to be fast today as we put the open sign away here. Let's do that, and we will. There we go. Bring me in a little more four screen. Okay, it was Mother's Day yesterday, right? We all had a little Mother's Day. We had a major surprise from West Texas. The lovely Joanne Ball came and surprised her mom yesterday. We were sitting here at this very table. I was at this very spot. And maybe I'll have the video for you on Wednesday. I probably should have pulled it up today, but oldest surprises from Lubbock and had a great visit. And we're actually heading over tonight to my in-laws to do a little Monday night dinner. So all good. And she heads back to Lubbock tomorrow. So and smart kid she is. She comes to town, make sure she's got plenty of room in her car because she gets to take back she already got a piece of artwork that Mom loaded in the car. And then probably I say she'll take our television back because we're going to get a new one. She's going to take the one that's got the issues. It still works, but it's not 100% where it should be, and all good. So let's pull the happy hour sign down there. Glad you guys are along. By the way, if you want to join me, here is the link. There we go. Trey, good to see you. Kenny, Madison, Mom, Ryan, everybody out there. Again, it's going to be a little quick today. Probably a one beer show today is what it'll probably be. But a couple of items besides Mother's Day. First off, hope your Mother's Day was great. Hope you guys had a good one. What did you do Mother's Day? What was Mother's Day for you folks? For us, it was, and this is true. It was a couple of boxes, not a couple, but box lunches from the local Chicken Express, which was really the bomb. And then we had plenty of cookies and ice cream sandwiches from Tiff's Treats. And again, I was in a little hurry today, and I did not get a chance to bring you those photos to you, but I will do that on Wednesday. Maybe we kind of go through Mother's Day a little bit more detail on Wednesday. I was busy, actually busy in the office today. Got a lot done. Got a lot done today for a Monday, but I knew I was going to be closing out a little bit early. Good to see Brother Daryl as well. Mr. Fain, I hope you're paying attention, sir. But all good. Great Mother's Day. Anytime you post, first off, my wife, it's very hard to surprise Gay Marie. Very hard. I've given up on the element of full surprise. Slight surprise maybe, but the full surprise is dang near impossible. I mean, pulling off any kind of thing on her is pretty hard to do. I mean, she would be, she's a little Nancy Drew about it, I guess you would say. I mean, I could see her, if she had suspected that her daughter was coming home, if she thought it might be in the works, she might have perhaps checked where the last time the ATM was used, things of that nature. Did she get gas in Sweetwater? Things of that nature. She might have gone online and checked that out, been a sleuth, but she did. It was great that we caught her totally off guard, and all good. So enjoyed that immensely. And again, I was not 100%. Well, I was probably 75% surprised because she did call me on Saturday, but her mom was with me, and her mom says, well, it's kind of odd. Both girls called you today. Well, I covered up my tracks by saying, well, it is the day before Mother's Day, and we're making sure we have our ducks in a row. So that's kind of, it's not uncommon for both girls to call me in the same day, but they call me within about an hour apiece. So, of course, one is in our house. So all good. Good to see Jeff. Steve as well. Again, it's going to be quick today because, again, I've got with the surprise yesterday, we're going to blow out of here and go to my in-laws a bit later. But glad you guys are along. I don't know what else happened with y'all this weekend. Uh, Again, there is the link to join us live. I don't have a lot of production value today, but I do have a couple of items. First off, prior to Mother's Day, which was yesterday, we binge watched the show Waco. Anybody else seen that? Anybody else seen the 6-part mini series Waco that's on Netflix? We did binge watch this weekend. Got through all 6 episodes in one sitting on Friday, and I gotta say, after doing a little research today and found out how much of it was real, how much wasn't real, I just shake my head. It's all I can do. Especially in this day and age with the coronavirus and the cross aisle pointing and who's wrong and what's wrong, I just shake my head. And um, I think that dinner dinner at the West House tonight. I believe we're having chicken spaghetti. I think that's what we're doing. I thought that's what my mother-in-law said. But yes, dinner because again the oldest showed up and surprised mom, and that's kind of the reason. But I get to see Patrick as well out there. Yeah, all I'm going to say about the whole Waco show is I just shake my head. My wife and I both were. I mean, when I shake my head, it wasn't like in a Joe Exotic going, what I just see? I need a shower because it's that Joe Exotic thing is it's very Joe Exotic's kind of that it's kind of that nightclub you went into as a collegiate, and you went out there and you went to that club, and you kind of came out and you had a bit of a feeling that you need to probably go up and take a shower. Well, that's kind of Joe Exotic was. But the show Waco, which Taylor Kitsch is in it. If you guys like Friday Night Lights, the TV show, he was Riggins in the Friday Night Lights, but did a great job playing David Koresh. But again, it's just such a bizarre story. In 1993, I was actually in South Atlantic League broadcasting in Charleston, West Virginia, and I remember all this going on. But at the same time, my existence in 1993, just out of college or a year out of college, my first job away from Texas in Charleston would have been 8 a.m. sales meeting, 8:45. I had to clean the grill, the picnic area, clean the grill, set the picnic area up for the groups that night, probably some seat maintenance, bathroom cleaning around 9:45. Usually, again, there was some other stocking the picnic area for hamburgers and hot dogs at 10. I mean, I really had a schedule on game days, on home games, broken down by the half hour. And granted, I was the director of broadcasting, but I didn't do any broadcast prep. As a matter of fact, the radio station just would flip the switch, and they gave me the equipment. I ran the broadcast from the site, from the ballpark. We didn't do game notes back then. We didn't do stat packs. The only chance I had for a nap was usually never. I mean, if it rained that day, my day began at 6 a.m. when pull the tarp. So all the news and current events that year, all kind of are foggy. I mean, because we go on the road. We go on the road that year. I was so excited because I had a chance to watch TV in a hotel, sleep in late, didn't have chores to do. But with the home games, my existence as a minor league broadcaster that first year was one of the most boot camp like you'd ever expect. I mean, I never, when I thought, broadcasting minor league games, that's going to be great. It was an experience, but I'll have to share that with you guys down the road. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Pull this up here. I got a phone call to work just as I got on. Give me a few. Gotcha. I have some Brother Obert. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you out there. I know you've been a busy man too. I saw your great Mother's Day for your lovely wife and the kids, all that. But yeah, it's weird because again, the going Waco experience with David Koresh and all that was a real. I mean, again, I remember it, but I was so busy that year that I don't remember it. Does that make sense? And so basically, I was telling my wife, as we finished watching that miniseries, 6 episodes, we were just shaking our heads because that was a mess on both sides. Was a mess. I'm not going to get political here necessarily, but I mean, the FBI and the ATF, they weren't 100% right. Koresh and his followers, they weren't 100% right. It was a total mess, and it shows you just in life how the perfect storm can cause a real S-load of issues, right? And it's what it did back in 93. So we watched that this weekend. We finally got into Better Call Saul. We're in episode 3. We loved it. Of course, so we finished Breaking Bad. What else are we watching? We got, trying to think what else we started. Anybody else seen Yellowstone? I've recorded it all because it was a marathon yesterday. Has anybody else seen that Costner kind of it's Costner's in it. I don't know much more about it, but I think it's a ranching family maybe up in Montana. Does that sound sort of right? Maybe. Anyway, we all seen that. I don't know if you all have. Connie, good to see you out there as well. Oh, by the way, I'm going to pull the temperature down here in just a second. It's 80 degrees here in the DFW, and let's pull this down as well. Other excitement this weekend, I was very excited about this. I completed my first graphic video intro, and so my show on Wednesday, which is the show I do with the T-Bones, I got a brand new open with graphics and video and music, and pretty fired up about that. So yes, you can be old and can learn new tricks, which is one of my goals was in this whole pandemic was to pick up some new skills, and video editing was one I used to have down solid back in the old days, but this whole Adobe thing and working on it, and yes, I survived that. So very, very exciting stuff. Glad you guys are along. What did you do Mom's Day? Mom, what did you do? I saw Mom's comment there. Where was it? Where it was, but Mom had a Mexican feast with my brother, made cheese enchiladas for her and brought them over, which I know she enjoyed that. Nate Miller, good to see your brother. Mitchell as well. Glad everybody's along. And just if you've never seen this before, you're wondering, what is he doing? Well, usually by now I'm working on getting ready for the opening of the American Association baseball season, which would open up on the 19th of May, usually, or at least next week. But we playing tonight will be a Monday night in Kansas City. Probably playing an exhibition game and be getting into that and sort of kind of learning the ball club and getting ready for put the season, on full speed ahead. That's not happening yet. We won't know till probably later May 20 something, probably what's going to happen with the baseball season. And so a couple of things. A, during this whole lockdown thing, this was done to kind of keep me in touch with you guys, and B, to keep us kind of sane. And that was a chance to kind of chat back and forth like a bunch of folks at a pub, just kind of kicking it. That was the idea. And and even though we've kind of loosened things in Texas, we're still all sitting around twiddling our thumbs. So I'm keeping it going Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 o'clock Central Time. Grab a cold one or whatever it is you got and join me, and we'll just chat a bit. Sometimes folks will join us live on the show. Sometimes just me just babbling. My wife will also stop in. We got some things. And speaking of there, she comes right there as we have all kinds. Hello.
Hello.
Are you gonna? Well, we're not here very long, but I've got to say my wife's gonna join us, and then on cue she walks out. And let me unplug the mic as she joins us here on the patio and brings the dog out. But yeah, the idea for this was again to keep us all together, keep me a little more sane, not insane, sane, and also kind of cure the not really, and cure the. As I pull the earbuds out, we're working on some mics. Actually, I was working on mics in like the last half hour, working on getting us some nice, nice mics out there. Good to see Connie out there. But here in an 80-degree afternoon on day 51. But so if you're asking what this is, it's basically just me chatting with you guys and back and forth. And sometimes folks join us, sometimes they don't. The idea is just to all have one big virtual, hey, how you doing? And hope you're doing well deal going. So first off, wife, let me pull this up here. I'll pull this down here. You were surprised in a very big way yesterday. Go ahead.
Keep going.
No, go ahead. You were surprised. You're rating my beer stash. Here's the last beer we have, by the way. We're out of beer. You were surprised yesterday with a visitor you were. It's. I just mentioned a while ago. It's almost impossible to surprise you, but we pulled it off, right? Or they pulled it off.
Yeah, I was so surprised, and part of that's because her schedule is so busy. I didn't even think it was even remotely within my purview to ask for her to come, but holy cow, she pulled it off. I was shocked. I couldn't imagine what Caroline said was coming, because her gift to me, the large bag of money, was on the coffee table in the den, and I was like, so when she showed up with her, I was shocked. So it was definitely a big surprise. Bearing flowers, and it was very nice.
Mom mastering Zoom board meeting. Yeah, see, Mom, you get the idea. It's never too old to keep learning. That's why the whole video thing is important. And Connie says, "Hey, GM." Yes, and again, I sort of kind of had a feeling, but I didn't really. I mean, it caught me. I mean, the idea wasn't a surprise to me. I mean, that wasn't the idea. But I talked to Caroline on Friday, and we were kind of chatting about what I'd plan on doing, and I already had told her this is what I was doing, which is ordering a bunch of Tiff's treats for Sunday's dinner or lunch, and then have make ice cream sandwiches and all that. So she knew that, and so when Caroline mentioned on Sunday morning, she had a surprise as well because she came to my office and told me that, and when she got up, and I was like, and I didn't even ask. But I knew it wasn't food, and I kind of thought, well, what could it be? And I thought, well, and I think she thought I knew, and I didn't know because I think she thought I'd talked to her sister, and her sister did call me, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it because we were in the car with us. So when was the last time you were surprised like that, my love?
The biggest surprise I ever really had, I mean, this was a big one. Was probably my 40th surprise birthday party my parents threw me. I had no idea. And the proof of that was that I attended my 40th surprise party in an outfit that I would have never worn to a surprise party.
Huh.
I didn't spruce myself up. I didn't look nice.
That can't be good for business.
The fact that nobody, well, I'm not going to get into why that nobody.
What'd you show up in? Like in a.
No, I mean,
as a bag lady or what?
No, I mean, I had on jeans and a shirt, but we were just going over to my parents, and I was a little bit frustrated after the fact that no one in my household thought to say, "Hey, Mom, we're going to dinner. You should get dressed up for your birthday." But no, nobody did.
All right.
Anyway, I was completely surprised. I was also completely surprised at my 21st birthday. And Deanna Crosby Becker had her hand in that, as did, I think, Christy Schweinsberg, Blake. They took me out for drinks, and then we were heading back over to my parents' house. Nobody said, "Hey, you should slow it down a little bit because we're going to be back over at your parents." So I showed up basically inebriated my 21st birthday at my parents' house. It was pretty funny.
Well, I mean, since you did follow the rules probably in those days, it was probably a good thing that you
I did.
I mean,
probably. And I was out of college, so let's not remember. I was so young.
Like the one, my
maybe it was my 22nd birthday. Oh, either way.
I think it was my sixth. That was I had a surprise birthday pulled off. I want to say it was 16, but it might have been 18. I can't remember which one. It was one of the two, and it got me. I was totally caught off guard, but I don't get a lot of. I mean, most surprises I get are like, oh, by the way, you got rear-ended going 60 miles down the freeway. That was a surprise.
That's not a good surprise.
Things like that. Or, here comes a foul ball in the booth. Oh, I caught it. Or hey, here comes the one. Here's the one in Jacksonville that missed me over the head and hit the lights and they shattered down on top of me. Yeah, that was a surprise.
We did find out another surprise though yesterday. Do you remember what the surprise was?
No.
When Joy Mall was showing us pictures. There was a surprise in the pictures. Do you remember?
Steak knives? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Joy Mall, not Caroline.
I don't know. You have to tell the
Joy Mall has a new puppy.
Oh, no, dog.
She didn't tell us about the new puppy. She named him Basco for Tabasco because her cat is pizza, their dog is ramen noodle, and now this one is Tabasco. So they're just filling out, names from their pantry, their college pantry for what their pets' names are. But they have a new little puppy, and gosh, he's really cute. But I'm like, you have no business having two dogs, but I'm not my problem.
We'll get to see Brooke and Chris.
Oh, you
and
know what I
Alexis.
found out today at
What
my
did you
meeting?
find out?
I found out today that our graduation is officially going to happen on July 31st. And that we are not having the Marksman Ball. We are not having baccalaureate. But we will have commencement on July 31st. I was very excited.
So they're going to do it online, or
No, it's going to be in
do
person.
it at the square? Or?
They just haven't told us yet exactly, but we will have commencement.
What she's saying is that she teaches at St. Mark's, an all-boys regime here in North Dallas, and they're going to have their graduation. That's exciting, though.
Yeah, they dropped off the
Can you see that?
my Marksman Ball gift, and it's a little XX for the class of 2020 because I'm their class sponsor.
There we go.
It's really pretty.
The camera's right there, babe.
Oh, it's really pretty.
There you go. Yeah, it was not. Yeah, it was nice. Young man brought it by.
I got to say thank you to my seniors in advisory this morning.
Well, that's kind of good news. So they're going to be good. I mean, again, there's baby steps, and I was telling this to a friend of mine in Australia via email this morning, and I told him that there's baby steps right now going on. For example, NASCAR going to have a race in like 10 days. I think Ryan would probably be all fired up about that. But hey, it's something.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
UFC had a fight last weekend. I'm not into it, but you know what?
Yeah.
Hey, it's something. Major League Baseball, which and when I saw this afternoon, I knew they were having a big conference call today. They had a big conference call today, MLB did, and they've got a proposal sort of out there to go to the players' union, and the owners have they've agreed in principle, but what the problem is, they got to go back and forth now. Basically, going to talk about money is what they're going to talk about. Also, can they actually pull some of these things off they want to do? But at least they crossed the wire in the last couple hours that they've got their first step, and they'll have a meeting again tomorrow. And at least Major League Baseball without fans looks like it may happen in July. Adina's saying hello. And It's on the screen, sweetheart, right there.
But I was looking at your chat.
Well, that's the chat right there.
Hey, Adina.
And Ryan, and let's see. We are cute. Well, yeah, but from a distance, I'd imagine.
Yeah, maybe so. Actually, both of the girls say that when they're around us, that we're really funny to watch.
Yeah, I look like Fat Albert in the screen. This camera used to make me look skinnier.
I need to go back to Belize. Jeez, I look pale as can be.
No, we were doing good down there, but it is couples camp. Anyway, yes, some exciting stuff. Ryan says serious doubts MLB starts, and and I will say this, Ryan. There was some things today that were said. There was an article in. I'm trying to think who it was. It may have been the Wall Street Journal. I don't remember. It was early this morning before this whole thing came out, and I saw one big leaguer, and I forget who it was, on Twitter said that's a lot to ask between now and 50 days. I mean, 50 days. You don't figure what they want to do is go to spring training again, spend 3 or 4 weeks getting ready. Well, they better get their tails to spring training June 1, but that's 2.5 weeks away, right? Today's the 11th, and
can they not have an abbreviated spring?
Well, that's what they're going to do anyway. They're going to wind up having 2 spring trainings, but they've been sitting for 60 days now.
But if everybody's been sitting, they're all going to be in the same boat.
That's not the point. These pitchers need time to get ready. Pitching is such a thing in spring training to work of all the sports.
You don't think that these guys haven't been keeping up with stuff at home?
Not as much. That's not pitching of all the sports. I mean, football training camp could probably be short. There's a lot of unnecessary. They don't hit. Used to be in football, you'd hit. Have full contact. They don't do that anymore, Harley. There's hardly any full contact practice in high school. Basketball, it's a 5-guy or a 5, 10, 12, whatever. They do have things they work on, but baseball, because of the nature of pitching and the stress it puts on your arm and certain parts of your body and the crap that it is, it takes some time to get these guys in season shape. That's why in spring training, first couple of weeks, you see guys pitch 2 innings, maybe tops. You'll see them jogging in the outfield. And even in the minor leagues where I'm at, we have spring games. We have guys that won't pitch. They won't pitch complete ball games. They're not out there throwing 9 innings. Even guys that have been in big league camp, they're not doing that. They have to build – the pitching thing builds itself up, and that takes some time. So Ryan said – and Ryan's saying, July won't happen. I'm kind of with you because, again, the spring training thing, they got to get going with this quickly, and they can't do it yet. They can't have spring training yet. So if they can't have spring training yet, and we're still 2.5 weeks away from June. They need spring training to start June 1. They're still 2.5 weeks away from there. Assuming all cities can do spring training, and assuming you can get your players to spring training places if you're not going to train. In fact, the Rangers will probably do spring training at Globe Life Stadium, whatever it's called, the new indoor stadium. They'll train in there. But some people like the Yankees and Mets, they're probably going to be down in Florida. And can they get their whole organization down there? In the Yankees case, they're already there in Tampa. But can the Mets get down there? The point is, it's a lot of moving parts. And with 50 some odd days between now and July 1, you're asking for a lot. So, Ryan, I think that that's where I'm concerned, too, from that angle, that July 1st is going to be tough. And what happens if, number two, they start arguing about pay, that's going to happen. There's already some talk about that. And 3, and here's the most important thing. They got to have more tests. And if you're going to be testing these guys, the staff, on a semi-daily basis, you've got to have more tests.
I think we should give them tests in lots of things.
Well, and what for instance, dear?
I don't know. Let's just have let's give them updates on their things that they should know just about the world in general.
Okay. Well, then you get to work on that.
Can you imagine how much prep time they would need if we told them we were going to give them a general knowledge test on July 1st?
Steve says catchers definitely have it easier than pitch. Yes, catchers have it easier than they do. Catchers have a lot. Of course, they're that's why pitchers and catchers report early to spring training, oftentimes late February, because you need somebody to catch the ball and.
But I swear, catchers, I think, have to be one of the smartest players on the field. Their eye has to be, not that everybody's eyes aren't everywhere. I mean, they all, when it's working well, it's very much in sync. All the players are in sync, but there's something about the catcher.
What about them? That they wear different shin guards and stuff?
To me, that they're like just almost a tick ahead of everybody else on the field all the time.
Well, because he knows what pitch is coming.
No, I just mean in general in terms of having to be heads up for where everything's happening.
And he also sets the defense for the most part.
I'm saying he's one of the. If the pitcher traditionally is sort of seen as the MVP or the most MVP of the field, the catcher is every bit as important.
Well, he also has to know what each batter in the lineup does. Both, they have staff meetings for a series, and I know this happens even in Kansas City. Our pitching coach and our pitchers and catchers get together and they go through the lineup and look at the stats. They look at guys. What happened last time? How did we pitch this guy last time? It even happens in the minor leagues, so not just the big leagues, the minor leagues. But Ryan even said, I'm going to read this over here because cuts off August to October, to modified schedule, crazy playoff format, ends mid-November in dome stadiums, brutal, but best we can hope for, or best we can do. There's one thing about the proposal that did catch my eye. And I told this to a mate of mine via email today, because they're wanting to do 80 games. That tells me, Ryan, if they got 100 games is the schedule initially, the initial proposals.
We're going to run into next season.
But 80 games leads me to believe that they're not 100% sold on July 1st as well. But again, I don't have a lot of sources inside of Major League Baseball. I do have some contact there, but not a lot. Most of mine is going to be independent ball, and but just when I've just kind of read the tea leaves and what I do know. But Ryan does say, and he's right on here, catchers are the smartest player of the club. They also don't bathe often, yet are still compelling. Yes,
that's funny.
Yes, very true. That's very true.
Yeah,
very true.
After sort of being fairly new to the baseball world and watching the sport, because I used to just think baseball was slow and about as interesting as golf to watch. Sorry to all the people out there that love to watch golf, but it's a beating to watch. It seems to me just as a nap on a Sunday afternoon. But I will say that after watching so many games, I mean, how many games do I watch in a summer? I mean, because I'm watching every live game, 100.
Quite a few. You wrote a lot of game stories last summer.
I wrote a lot of game stories, and just sort of paying attention to what happens on the field. I've come to respect the game as a thinking man's sport. It definitely is that. It is not just a bunch of balls going around, and a bunch of guys running around bases. It is way more sophisticated than that. And I've come to respect some of those position players in ways that I didn't before.
Yeah, and Ryan says, too, that the TV thing, 80 games makes a pretty good TV schedule. That definitely would be kind of – and again, I saw that. And that's kind of what the Korean League sort of – I think their schedule – the Korean League is scheduled for 100 games or 100 plus, but I think that their target was they could chop some of those games off here and there if they needed to. They actually have. And I know the Japanese league was definitely looking at a shorter schedule already. So 81 games, that TV contingent. And that's the thing. If they don't play on TV, then there's this whole thing is contingent on television numbers, not so much numbers, television revenue. They've got to have that TV revenue. If you're not selling hot dogs, beers, and souvenir T-shirts, I mean, your revenue right there, that's 60% of your revenue, but your other 40% is going to be that revenue, and not from parking, but from the TV side. Your major market teams, especially going to be able to get by, but you're looking at now, if you're not going to have an 80-game TV schedule, you're not going to be able to get those games on TV, and with, assuming football starts remotely on time, that also covers the piece of the viewing pie as well. That revenue's got to be there because the players union, and the players want X amount of dollars, which is, that creates a whole different animal. Because what happens
is going to have to chill.
Well, that's my point, is that if you got folks whinging about salaries and some folks aren't working, that's going to be tough, especially at a game like baseball where you've got people not working in the game right now who aren't getting paid, or who are getting paid for a short time, but who may not. Let's see what I missed here. Let's see. All righty. Did I see yes, I saw the COVID thing in Korea. It didn't stop the league, but I did see this morning there was some sort of a small wave in Korea, South Korea, that is. And I also saw there was a small second wave as well in China. I didn't see anything in Australia or anything about that, but what did I miss back here? Let's see here. Amy says hello. Let's see here. Is Gamery, what are you doing, babe?
I was seeing who Amy is.
And is Gamery a tech gal? Knows Kaylin.
Oh, giving live haircut. Yeah, you want to come over, Matt?
No, actually, that's one of the pieces of video I'm working on for my new open for the show.
He is about due for another one.
Let's see here. You need to see the text. You need to see the text of Maxwell's picture getting in shape. So cute. I'll check that out.
See, if Maxwell can stay in shape, then the MLB players can stay in shape.
Yeah, well, again, I'm fishing for good news here because I had to write my interns yesterday. And here's the thing that people don't realize. Granted, while we're not essential at this minor league level, and people think what I do is probably, he doesn't do anything really for a job, but I do. Yes. And I've got 8 college kids who are a couple of them are graduating, this is going to be their first step out, hopefully to parlay what they do this summer into getting hired somewhere else. And they're all in limbo. And I had to write them last night, kind of give them an update. And so it does affect trickle-down effect.
We've talked about that considerably, just in terms of how many kids are graduating from college in such a terrible economy that it's just really hard. I mean, we're thankful that at least for Joy, who graduated in December, because she starts graduate school in the fall, and she's been given the teaching fellowship. So she's going to be teaching at Tech next fall. So, I mean, even though it's chump change, and just for the record, the fact that they can pay kids what they're paying them is like less than minimum wage. It's ridiculous to be teaching at the collegiate level.
She's getting free grad school. So it's
that's true. She's getting free grad school. She will have money to at least feed herself, and she will have health insurance. So, I mean, I guess
it's not like that's
good.
Just good. I mean,
it's better. I mean, it's a shame, but it's better than nothing.
I mean, she could not get free grad school and have to pay for that.
She has a job, was my point. That it may not be paying her much, but at least it gives her health insurance, and it gives her, experience in what she wants to do in terms of being a professor. So, good for her. But there's so many kids that aren't in that boat.
All righty, let's see here. So anyway, I'm searching for good news here. And again, the fact they're talking about baseball doesn't mean. And here's the trick. I will say this too from our league association, that the teams have all had to come up with contingency plans for what they're going to do for crowd distancing. That's a good sign. And basically what it is, and I'll see if I can pull this map up for you guys this week later on. Picture your generic seat map from StubHub or whatever, where the seats are all little dots, and they've got it where the aisles are blue. That's where you can kind of come and go, but the aisles are blue, and there's 2 seats on each side of the aisle that are yellow, and that's going to be the buffer zone. Then you've got anywhere between two. Depends on how long the row is. If it's a family of 6, they've got 6 seats, whatever. There's 10 seats that are all white. That's for a family. And there's 2 more buffer seats for the next. So for the next row. Or if they break it up, let's say if 2 of us go to the game, there's going to be 4 seats separated the next party. So they've got a lot of, certain markets like St. Paul, which draws 8,000 fans. That's going to hurt their bottom line. But some smaller markets, it's going to be a little easier, but still, it's a challenge because
a lot of indie ball stadiums will be able to. People will be able to do it themselves.
And Sean just checked in. Sean is in St. Paul, and I love the map they did. It's really cool. So I see things like that. I see organizations making plans like that as the neighbors' saw is going crazy. But you see those plans, and so you see it's doable. I mean, again, I'm looking for good news here because a summer, as much as I want to be home, I love being home. A summer without my job would be it'd be crushing, soul crushing. So I'm trying to find every piece of good news.
Unless you get to go on vacation.
Oh yeah, but even then, that's
it's
even
if
we even go.
I know.
We don't know where we're going. I mean, right now we can get places to possibly go, and they all got COVID warnings. But the point is to see what St. Paul and Kansas City, other teams are doing, to see that there's a map, a social distancing map in place that gives me hope. There's plans in place. So for me and for us at our level, having a small group of fans seems doable. Now, will it happen or not? I don't know. So as we more you guys in baseball talk. All right, I would ask my wife because she saw it with me this weekend. What did you think? I mean, as I told them earlier, we binge watched 6 episodes of Waco, and all I did was this. When, like I said earlier, the Tiger King or Lion King, whatever it was, Tiger King.
Lion King was
Tiger King.
Matata.
Tiger King is the guy. It's when you're 22 years old, 21 years old, you go to your first nightclub, you come home, you got to take a shower because you smell like smoke, booze, and just general debauchery. That's how Tiger King made me feel. I had to take a shower, but seeing Waco and doing it all in one night, all I did was this: shake my head, and not to get political about it, but again, I didn't remember that being such a crazy time, but that was one crazy ass show.
If that documentary told the truth and nothing but the truth, so help them God, which we don't know, it might be Hollywoodized, but I don't think so. Then it makes me question almost anything we hear in the media or from the government, because the whole idea of covering, CYA, if you will, I mean, they were trying to advance their careers. They didn't care about what the truth was, and it made you really, really empathize with the people in Waco, just in terms of religious freedoms and things like that. Not that I'm for, selling illegal weapons and all those things that they were doing that were clearly wrong, and marrying young 14-year-old. I mean, like, that aside, which is terrible.
Again, I can see both sides of the fence, like I told you. But I read the first article. One of the first things I read this morning was a story, and I forget which paper or which publication put it out, but it was a publication that went through the 7 several Hollywood licenses they kind of took liberties with and kind of stretched the story a little bit. And
all those children died because
that's not
them inside.
That's not a stretch, but
horrible.
There's a lot of he said, she said, the whole deal. But it's not disturbing from a documentary standpoint. It's just the whole thing is like, and again, there are some things in there that, again, Hollywood always takes. We talked about this last week, how Brockmire, for example, and how Bull Durham, how certain sports movies take some.
You got to make it easy to eat popcorn too.
There's those licenses in play, and even in, I mean, we watch sitcoms. You're like going, that can't happen. I mean, there's always that part of it. You got to have that license thrown in there to kind of keep interest up. Good to see Billy and Jen as well. But that being said, and I just didn't realize what a crazy deal that was. And to me, it just seemed like it was like a day. It was 51 days.
We've forgotten a lot of the facts of the story, just in terms of being so far removed from it. But yeah, it was intense. In fact, when it started, it was like day 1. The teacher's like, how are they going to make 6 episodes out of this? I didn't realize how long it took. I forgot that it was as long as it was.
Jen says, "Wow, you guys, thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much." Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you
Yeah.
had a happy Mother's Day too.
The other thing that I was going to say about the Waco thing, I mean, we keep commenting on the fact that so many women and children were killed, women and children. I do want to just put one little thing out there, just in terms of a side note. I mean, you know, the feminist in me would say it shouldn't matter whether they're women and children. All lives are equal. But there's something about watching these, you know, quote, more vulnerable. And they were in that situation because it was a highly patriarchal sort of system. Terrible. Ugh. Yikes.
Put this up. And boy, Sean, I'm right with you. And Sean says, I binge watched Love is Blind and Too Hot to Handle.
Too hot to handle.
Yeah, that's all you. Hold on, let me finish reading. That's all you need to know about my stay at home. He says it's embarrassing. I need baseball soon. I can't afford to watch that trash reality show.
That's really funny.
And that's very funny because
we keep seeing the promo for Too Hot to Handle. We're like,
because Netflix gives you those the top 10 shows in the U.S. right, and it's like,
what does it say about the U.S. if that's in the top 10?
Oh gosh,
you know. So yeah, Sean, you'll have to give us a little bit of should we? Is it worth our? Is it? Well, at some point we're all going to be completely finished with Netflix.
Yeah,
we'll watch everything on it. But I would love to know if that has any redeeming value whatsoever.
There was one. You know, I was watching one show, reality show in Australia. Well, it's an Australian show. It's on Netflix, and I kind of one. It's basically the premise is, and I don't know the title of it now. I'm drawing a blank, but they get couples of various ages back together again.
Oh,
so
back with the ex.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, no, that's a good.
And it's
show.
Australian,
Yeah.
and there's one couple in they're in their late 50s, early 60s. There's one couple in their teens. There's a hipster dude from Sydney that's back with his hipster girlfriend. There's all these issues. And that's sort of enjoyable, but by and large, yes.
Just because the whole idea of thinking about what it would be like to sort of walk into your ex's life, granted, both being single, of course.
But last week we were talking about this to my mom.
It's funny.
That having a dating show, you know, let's make it reality. Let's have a dating show with seniors, my 79-year-old mom, and she's out.
Or combine the two. Hey, Celeste, if you're still out there, who of your exes are still around? Let's track those sons of guns down and see if we can't line up a lunch date.
Let's dig them up and throw them out there for a lunch date.
Yeah, why not? No, they don't have to be in a walker. Your mom's not that old.
No, I know that's what I said. We told the possible gentlemen callers they had to be
mobile.
Yes, had to be mobile. Yeah,
ambulatory is a must. Yeah. So why can't we dig up some of her exes? Didn't you date somebody in high school? Let's find that guy.
Yeah, as long as you know it's mindless TV going in, you don't expect too much. It's worth it, but you can sure. Yeah, no doubt. I no doubt that it's mindless. I'm sure you can find a million things better to. Yeah, but
can you?
but that's that's what we were telling the other day, Sean. Is that we're watching this show called All American, and it's very campy.
Oh, so cute.
We watched it. We got through it all the first two seasons. Very campy. Very. I mean, there's things about it.
It was football, and we wanted sports. I mean,
yes, it's football. We wanted sports, but they don't draw 1,000 people crowds for 7-on-7 padless football.
No,
they don't have
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, and by the way, Beverly Hills football, they're garbage.
Yeah.
And Malibu plays 8-man football, so that's their big rival. But that being said, going in that it's going to be kind of
they're stretching the truth.
They're using their artistic license to stretch the truth. So that going in, and you're right. I know going in when I'm forced to watch the 45 seconds of The Bachelor or Bachelorette that I have to watch. That I know that 45 seconds I won't get back. That being said, I already know what to expect. That it's going to be brutal.
Actually, you should have a clip of you talking like a typical bachelor because that's really funny.
Oh yeah, the typical bachelor. Hey, have you ever heard of those bachelor guys? And I'll have to practice this for Wednesday.
Turn on your bachelor and talk to me, and he'll say stuff, and it's so funny.
The bachelor bachelorette guys, those guys their definition of love is all very
ridiculous.
It's in coach quotes. It's all coach speak. It's like
speak.
It's like, I really feel something special here, and really encompassing me, and I just feel something so special.
You need to open up.
But I'm opening up to you, but I see a lot of you and me. It's things of that nature. It's really generic.
Correct.
It's generic date quotes, and they sell this as like that really goes on because I can think.
Yeah, like a girl would fall for it. I'm like, that's why I used to watch with the girls and say this is what not to do because it's so bad. It's like watching a train wreck.
My mom says that her exes are not worthy. Pretty funny.
Darn it.
Yeah.
That
Since like reality shows, Lifetime, even with the news, I worry about the mental health of the nation during quarantine. That's funny because
you gotta let it. A little levity goes a long way.
I've caught myself being drawn on sides, Connie, with some crazy stuff like because by now, you know, you're look at the news left and right. You're looking at the Google or the Yahoo
I've stopped.
or whatever. And I had one the other day, and I've caught myself being drawn on sides like, you know, things like, you know, where's shark attacks and are these animals real? The most dangerous place on earth. One I was really drawn to was camera fails that people like would fall off a cliff, things like that. I mean, these are like, I'm getting desperate for excitement. That's really terrible.
Well, I do think Shoot Connie raises a good point because, like, at this point, like, when I wake up and I'm reading emails or whatever, and whether it's the New York Times Daily Briefing or the Dallas Morning News, you know, COVID update, like, at some point, I'm like, I've had enough. Like, I know what the story is going to be. It's, you know, like, I don't need to read that every day anymore.
Yeah, Connie, I need to write a show about love at 65.
You should. It would sell. I think it would be. There's a lot of you out there.
You know, but again, it's the time we live in, and it's. I remember. I think I told this story early on in this happy hour a couple weeks ago. I remember when I was at CBS Radio in Dallas, and the Survivor series came out. It was groundbreaking. Survivor was a big deal because
now we're living it.
CBS Viacom at the time. You can't
vote anybody off the island.
You know, they would send us these little promo videos in our email. There were little links actually to a CBS Viacom website. We got to see behind the scenes. They were actual clips for the employees to watch Survivor. And I remember getting the Survivor email, and I'm like, what is this show? Because we get like, you know, I don't think what the sitcom was back in that time. Whatever they were carrying.
Friends, probably.
Yeah, but that wasn't on CBS. That was NBC, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Whatever CBS was carrying, we get like the 60 Minutes previews. We get, you know, all kinds of. They'd send us these links to whenever they do the Hollywood previews for the next year. Well, anyway, they sent the Survivor link out, and we're all like, I remember going, and Steve Gribbin, a good mate of mine, were both of us were looking and going like, what is this Survivor? I'm thinking, is that the band from the 80s, you know, the rock band from the 80s, the Eye of the Tiger? That's what I thought. Well, Survivor concert. I click on it, and I'd never seen anything quite like the Survivor reality show. It was something totally new to us. And so, as the garbage guy is pretty loud there, but the whole deal, the whole reality show is now commonplace. It's its own genre, right? Own deal.
Yeah, and now, like I said, we're all sort of living it, but we can't vote anybody off the island.
Yeah, we can't. That's true. Yeah, can't live with the trash can guys.
Yeah, seriously, I'd vote them off the island right now. It's bad timing.
Oh well. That's part of it. Their couple can. Yeah, all our trash is. Yeah, we should be grateful because our trash bins are getting full of rubbish. I mean,
and we used to hardly ever put any trash in there. Now it's like overflowing every week, and they've forgotten us twice, I think. And so we should be grateful that we have the noise because these are picking it up.
Well, everybody's
like
a little bit.
Mail.
The mail happened to us last week. We actually bought. And my mom, we're sorry, Mom, we didn't get these cards to you already because they should have been to you already. But we put those out there on Wednesday.
Yeah.
In the actual on the mailbox like the old school way, you put for the mailman to pick up. Well,
too late on Wednesday. They didn't pick it up on
Thursday. Thursday, I was out doing my morning walk, jog, whatever you want to call it, and the mail person was out delivering mail at like 9:45. So, sure, it's going to go.
Didn't take it.
Thursday. Friday.
We took it to the UPS because I was tired of
So Saturday, we finally took it to the UPS when they dropped the mail bin then because we were like, Friday, Saturday. So, yeah, Mom, you're going to get a Mother's Day card, probably Mother's Day 2021. Yeah. So
it'll be like the baseball season. It'll just be delayed.
It'll just be delayed, Mom. It's all blame the COVID. Blaming the COVID. But let's see. Connie is yes, you guys write a book for sure. All good. So, yes, that was our weekend. We did. I wish I had about pictures. We had.
The only thing I would add about the Mother's Day feast is probably what it is that we all ate so much. Like, I haven't eaten today at all. I'm like still literally full. I was uncomfortable, and actually we had that yogurt late on so I was kind of full when I woke up, and then we ate this big lunch, and I just felt and then, yeah, So we're going to have dinner at my mom's. This is the first I've eaten since yesterday. Like,
Yeah, let's see what
it's going
this
to take
one.
me a while to sort of like get all that.
1165 means someone has a lot of baggage. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but you know, you need somebody to help you carry it.
Yeah, we all got it. We're all like a Southwest Airlines overhead bin. We all
We
got a
all
lot of
have our
baggage. We all got a lot of baggage stuffed in there, folks. It's not you're not alone at 65 or 25.
That's true. You just got to have somebody to help you carry it.
Yeah, all good. What are we having tonight over at your mom's?
I thought she said something about
Chicken spaghetti. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I think she said. Chicken spaghetti. I don't know.
Craig, good to see you out there as well,
anything
bud.
that's not what we've been cooking for the last 3 weeks, I'm open. I'm in. Just because we're sort of tired of the routine. Although we got out of our routine this week because we had crawfish.
Yeah, and usually the last things I do before I go to Kansas City is I go to crawfish the weekend before I leave. And last year went to a place called Nate's up in Addison, and but we actually crawfish season goes till around the end of June anyway, so we got a little over a month. They're getting smaller, but the peak season really is in the middle of winter, spring areas, late spring, early, whatever. Anyway, long and the short of it is we finally got a little mud bugs here, which was great.
You did. Ugh.
I did, yeah.
They look like roaches. Like I can't eat anything that looks like a bug.
No, they're just little lobsters, sweetheart. That's all. They're little, in
lobsters
Australia they're called
look like
yabbies.
giant roaches.
You'll see Tim out there. Tim, looking forward to Tim's going to be on my show on Wednesday.
Oh, Tim, yeah. Too bad we're in quarantine, or we'd have him over.
Yeah, well, he is in the Metroplex.
Yeah.
He is the Metro. But Wednesday I will try to dig up a surprise video. I mean, I didn't do much production today. I had prep to do, but hopefully we'll have a little more something. Last Wednesday was great because we're the Blue Angels.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll have anything like that Wednesday, but maybe on Wednesday we'll play a little game or something, perhaps. Maybe we'll do something like that.
Oh, yeah, we talked about the whole, couples thing. Like, who's this? Who's that? So maybe we'll make a list of questions, and people can submit questions that they wanted us to ask. Or my kids ask, who's... I could answer so many of those questions if they were asking us between the two of us, who's more laid back, who's not. I know how I'm going to be crucified. Who's funnier? That's a toss-up.
Probably.
It's funnier looking. Me, I guess. I look pale as a ghost.
But all good. We'll do that on Wednesday. But yeah, the little shorter show at the weekend, and just say hello to everybody on Monday. Again, Wednesday 5:00. Be more at 5:00 instead of in. I expect a couple of guests on Wednesday, so you've been forewarned, folks. The link will be up and be ready to go. Also, in case you want to talk a little T-Bones baseball and American Association baseball for all you T-Bones faithful, we'll have Tim Costello on Wednesday's show.
You got a new promo
at
for your
noon.
show,
Yeah, he'll be the first show with a new promo.
Yeah, he's got a cool new
and
promo.
then I believe Roy Morales will be on from Puerto Rico in the second part of the show, but
cool.
Hoping that'll work out as well. So hopefully I'll have Roy, all-star catcher for the T-Bones from there in San Juan, and then also Tim from just around the corner. So that'll be on Wednesday's show.
It'd be interesting just to hear how things are going in Puerto Rico as opposed to here.
Yeah, it's definitely excited to have him come from the island for sure. Mom says Angels and Thunderbirds made to Indy. How about that? Did you go? You did. Well, you didn't. They didn't come your direction, Mom. So you missed them, huh? Okay. All right. So Wednesday, and hopefully Wednesday we'll debut hopefully I'll debut some kind of open for us as well. Day 51 in the books. Thank my lovely wife. Yay for us. We're going to go to our in-laws, my in-laws, have a little din, and then enjoy having Joy in from Lubbock because she came and surprised Mom on Mother's Day. But a quick one here. We will roll. It's only a 1 beer happy hour. It's not a very big happy hour, is it? But
it's happy enough. Happy
enough. But thanks, guys, for joining us. Be safe. Godspeed. Please enjoy whatever you're watching and be safe wherever you are.
Yeah, and send us recommendations.
We are in Better Call Saul. We're we're episode 4, and we're already like I like it. We're thinking good things.
Yeah,
and we're gonna probably dive into some. I got a bunch of stuff to
maybe
catch up on.
Maybe we need to do what was the one that Sean said? What's it called?
Let me find it here. Love is Blind or Too Hot to Handle.
Too Hot to Handle.
Either one.
See if that's any good.
Because I definitely can relate to that. So
you are too hot to handle.
Yes. Donna said Roy would be on. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Donna. That's why I reached out to him. He's going to be on Wednesday. I'm going to email him.
I'm excited to hear from him.
Email him tonight before I go to bed to make sure he's ready for it on Wednesday. We got 2 days to go, but
Maybe
Wednesday.
I should get my T-Bone's cowbells in your office in T-Bone Stadium. I was gonna say maybe we could ring it for Roy.
Huh?
We could ring your T-Bone's cowbell
For who?
Roy.
Oh, for others in
But-
Roya.
For Roy, but the problem is my cowbell's in your office, so I don't forget it anymore.
All good, folks. Glad you guys joined us. Close sign. We will actually put the happy hour sign up. Then we'll go to the close sign. Glad you guys joined us. We'll get one more comment here real quickly on the way out the door. Definitely recommend you out to handle mindless fun. Well, you know what, Craig? We need mindless fun in our house because I'm mindless and she's fun. So we need that for
Some
sure.
days it's the other way around.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that on Craig's recommendation and Sean Aaronson's recommendation. We will check that out again. Wednesday, 5 o'clock. We'll definitely have more beverages and pretzels. We'll do a little more.
We didn't have snacks.
A little more stuff on Wednesday. Some video. Who knows? I'll do something. I'll come up with something of some sort for Wednesday. But again, join me on Wednesday during the day for the T-Bone Show at noon on Facebook Live. And lovely wife and I say goodbye. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Happy hour's up. And we'll put the close sign up. And I'm going to bring me down and bring me over here. There we go. See you guys on Wednesday. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.